Hi, everyone. I'm really sorry. I think we found the trouble. And for those who didn't hear us, I said that today me, Lena, and Anton, our digital analyst, will be your host on today's webinar. Sorry, sometimes it happens. The mic was really mute. That happens. So, and like before diving into our webinar, let me know you that you can share your questions in our chat, or in case you don't want anyone to see them, please email us them at questions@owox.com. So, and now go into our slide deck. So, for those who join us the first time, let's see what OWOX can do and what we actually deal with. So, first of all, we help implement Google Analytics 360. We've already done it for the biggest project, e-commerce, mostly e-commerce ones, all over the CIS. Another thing that we do, we develop unique tools that are based on Google BigQuery. Those tools help collect data from different touch points and build attributions and make reports without any SQL queries. So another thing that we're not an agency and we do not sell ads. Our main goal is to provide you access to the right data so you can make right decisions on time. And we have knowledge expertise. We hold conferences, webinars, and so on and so forth. So below you can find some of our top clients that we work with. So, okay, let's move in closer to the topic. Today we'll cover when is it worth upgrading to GA360, the key difference in the standard, in the standard version and the paid one, the difference in data reporting, what Google Analytics 360 and its native integration with Google BigQuery can do for you. So, the first topic, so what are the reasons and the causes that show you that it's high time to think about GA360? So you constantly hit the limit, but anyway, you still want to see the precise data. So why is it important? For example, you want to know what your channels, like ad channels, are profitable. So in case you see that return on ad spends, in other words, ROAS is sampled, there is no much use from this sample data. So this metric has to be exact and non-sampled, so you can continually optimize your ad campaigns. So moving forward, you see warnings like that you can lose access to your data. So those warnings look like this. In case you extend the hit limit, we're going to talk about it a bit later. So Google Analytics can limit your access to your data within GA. So another thing, so you need access to fresh and timely data on an hourly basis, but it takes too long to get access to your data in a free version. So why is it feature important? So let's imagine that you have 5 campaigns, but you marketing campaigns, but you do them through the different ad channels, and you see that one of them performed badly and has negative ROAS. So, and you want to optimize it right away, but you have to wait 24 or even 36 hours to get the data, to get access to the data and take any decisions on the data. So another thing, you're looking for benefits from in-depth analysis. What I mean by this, so you want to have access not only to online data, like from Google Analytics, but from 30-part tools like ad services, call centers, and CRM. So Google BigQuery may provide you access to all this data to combine it together. And you'd like to utilize DoubleClick products and other Google products. So you want to see data from DoubleClick in your Google Analytics reports, and you want to do deeper analysis on that. So in this case, you need Google Analytics 360. And two more questions to understand if you're ready to GA360. The first one is, what return on investment do you expect? So you have to be sure that you will cover your spends on GA360 and you get the money and you will not lose them. Another thing is you make sure that you have resources, like somebody who can work with GA360 on daily basis to explore all the capabilities of that. Of course, resellers will teach your team to work with Google Analytics 360, but make sure that there is somebody who can do that on your side. Okay, so now go into the key difference in the interface. So you know that a free version and the paid one are enable you to collect data from website, mobile apps, from custom data sources, but Google Analytics 360 has much higher limits on the amount of data that can be collected. So the first limitation that GA360 increases is a hit limit. So you know that a free version of GA only allows to collect 10 million hits per month per account. So, but GA360 increases this limit to up to 500 million hits per month. So if talking plain English, what does it mean? For example, you collect 25 million hits per month, and it means that only 10 million get into Google Analytics, while 15 million hits get lost on the way to Google Analytics. It means that just your data is not complete, and the higher the discrepancy, the more data you lose. So please check your hit volume here in the property admin panel, so to see what is your hit volume right now. Now, views per property. You know that in the free interface, only 25 views per property are available, when paid version gives us possibility to increase those limits to up to 400 ones. So, and there is where a question appears, well, what should I do with those 400 if I sometimes don't know what to do with 25? When even Google Analytics tells us, okay, create 3 of them, master view and unfiltered view and test view. So what should I do with them? So a few ideas about what views you can create on the next slide. So you can create separate views for desktop, tablet, and mobile. You can create for organic, CPC, non-CPC, affiliate, email, referral, and social views, so on and so forth. So, and views according to the region, and if you have blog, so it can be blog directory or news directory or something else, and 2 user ID views and domain views. So if you have few domains, so that's the great tool for you to create more views. And okay, now moving forward, we will see what are the main key differences in data reporting. within GA and Google Analytics 360. Sorry, you know that like Google Analytics 360 is pretty much the same as its free version. So you won't see any new or unique reports within the interface. However, some new you will see. It's like attribution report, custom table reports, and custom funnels. So you know that Google Analytics standard has some basic attribution models, and they are position-based. And I'm sure that you know how is the value distributed between channels due to these attribution models. But in case you don't know, below you'll find a link with the detailed comparison of attribution models. So another thing in Google Analytics 360, data-driven attribution model is available for you. So this attribution model takes all the channels you have into consideration, including even like impressions data from double-click campaign manager. So this model uses an algorithm that determines like how much credit should I give to each channel depending on its position in the conversion funnel. So as well, you can use this data to influence your marketing spends or to identify some areas where you can generate more conversions, for example. So what I can say, what I can add here, like not all our GA360 clients use data-driven attribution model. Some of them usually stick to their own custom attribution model since they have integration with Google BigQuery. So one of them, it was attribution map model that was based on user engagement. We help one retailer, Hof, build their own attribution. So the logic was quite simple. The total value of the first and the last session in a customer conversion path equals the value of the session in between. So in plain English, it meant like the first session that attracted a user to the website got like 20% of value, while the last session that like closed the deal got 30% of the credit. And the sessions in between got like the remaining 50% of the credit, and the sessions were evaluated by the number of hours before a purchase. So the logic was like the more pages were viewed within the session and the fewer hours passed before the purchase, like the more value session received. Another thing that some of our clients use, this is like funnel-based attribution model that shows which channels were over-evaluated or under-evaluated. So this attribution is based on the probability that a user will move to the next step. So the logic is pretty simple. So the higher the probability that a user will move to the next step, the lower credit this step gets. Like the more difficult to pass the step, so the more value the step should get. Okay, let's like moving forward. Now we're going to talk about unsampled report, and I think like you know, if the volume of your data exceeds 500 million sessions, Google Analytics applies sampling to process the data more quickly. So, and like your reports start giving you like misleading data. But Google Analytics 360 increases the limits, and you like have up to 100 million sessions now, like for unsampled to create unsampled reports. And if talking about sampling in plain English, what it means. So, for example, Google Analytics takes 20% of the session and builds reports based on them. And after that, Google Analytics just multiple your sessions by 5, and like it says that 100% of visitors who generated these sessions would behave the same way as those 20%. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Anton. He'll show you a few cool scenes within the interface.
Hi everyone again. I'm sorry for sound trouble at the beginning, and I'll repeat that our demonstration will be on a demo account of Google Merchandise Store. So now let's see how we can create unsampled reports. Let's go to our demo account. Okay. Here we have our report, just usual source medium and a lot of sessions. Let's imagine that here we see sampling notification. So what should we do? Let's find Export tab. Here it is, and click Unsampled Report. That's it. In this UI, we can create new one, but if you can't, here would be a new pop-up window where you need to give the name of the new report and push request unsample button. Okay, if everything okay, next you will see request success notification, some kind of green light to visit customization tab and see your report. Let's go there. Okay, our customization tab, and here it is, unsampled reports. Okay, pay attention for the status of the report. It must be completed. Let's check one of them. For example, this one, audience review. Okay, just a usual report, but now without sampling notification. Okay, once you create unsampled report, you can't modify it, so you can change the date or add some filters. If you need to regularly update it and unsample data, another Google Analytics 360 feature is for you. Lina, tell us please about custom tables.
Okay, let me please get back to our slide deck so I can show you more. Okay. Custom tables. So as I told you before, even though Google Analytics 360 increases the limit of sessions that you can process to almost 100 million ones, anyway, it doesn't save you from sampling. So, but custom tables is something that you need in case you face sampling even within Google Analytics 360. So custom tables are not available in the free version, but there are up to 100 custom tables that are available within Google Analytics 360. So, like there is, up to 1 million unique rows that you can download, like per dimension in custom tables in Google Analytics 360. And of course, you have possibility to use up to 6 dimensions and 25 metrics per custom table. This custom table can also include more metrics and segments and filters that's specified in your target reports. So the question is, like, why do I need those custom tables? What to do with them? So the answer is the following. First of all, in case you have some specific and non-standard report that you want to see on daily basis, for example. In case you want to see unsampled data on specific segments, like in your data, and you want to filter standard report by an additional dimension. So Anton, please tell us more about custom tables, or even show us those in the interface.
Okay, unfortunately, our demo account don't let us to create new custom table, but I have few slides to illustrate this process. Here you can see admin panel with correct property. You can find custom tables menu element if you scroll down. Just click here, and then you will see the page where you can create new custom table. Here it is. Click Create button, and you will see the window of custom table creation. Just enter the title of the table and select the correct view in the View drop-down menu. Click these buttons, Add Dimensions or Add Metrics, to choose any parameters which you want. And if you want, you can add up to 4 segments and apply some filters. Then click Save button, and your custom table will be created up to 2 days. So let's go to our customization tab to see the result of some custom table. Okay, where is customization? Custom tables. For example, let's check on this one, new custom table. Let me remind you that you can ask any questions in our chat. So we have this custom table, and pay attention that in this custom table you can change date range any you want and apply some additional filters to it. Okay, Lina, I give you a word.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay, let's get back to our slide deck. The next, what we're going to talk about are custom metrics and dimensions. Let me see. Okay, you know that there are 20 metrics and dimensions that are available within GA3. However, Google Analytics 360 gives you access to 200 those and metrics and dimensions. And sometimes I hear like the question, okay, what should I do with those 200 metrics and dimensions? Sometimes I have only 3 of them, and it's enough. So that's the next slides. We're going to show you like what custom metrics and dimensions you can send into Google Analytics 360 and what to do with them. So the next slide will be a matter of interest more for e-commerce websites. However, you may find something familiar to another project. So the product availability as a custom dimension. So you know that users do not always land on a web page for a product that is in stock. So you know that some of them come to the landing pages where a product is not in stock. But do you ever know like how many Google AdWords click that you pay for, you spend on those clicks and users who land on the page where a product was not available? So on this report, you may see like how many visits were made on a page with out of stock product, and like through what channels those visitors come to your website. And you can do like a similar report, but on a monthly basis. Also, you can create such a report and see like how the availability of goods influence the revenue. So there are many like reports that you can do, and there are many questions that you can answer. For example, like how many of those visitors who like clicks through to the next page of the site, and what makes them to do so? And how does the revenue per order depend on the product availability? So in case a product is out of stock, what is the best layout to offer your customers to encourage them and to make them do next target action? And like when a visitor lands on your page where a product is not available, so what is the most efficient way to attract his attention and, for example, offer them a different product, a familiar one. So moving forward, and let's imagine that we send product category and a page type as a custom dimension. So you know that some users can land on a product page, but as a result, they purchase a substitutional item or a product from a related category. Thus, like individual products or entire product groups can stimulate sales of alternative blocks or products. So I think that you might be interested to see how the sessions were distributed, where a user landed on one page but bought a different product. On this report, you can see the share of transactions where a customer landed on one landing page with one item, for example, books and music, and bought from this item from this product category. So, and that's where the question appears. So if like only 50% of customer landed on books and musics and bought books and musics, so where another part of those customers go? So I think the next report can help you to answer this question. So, for example, we did such a research and we saw the correlations between the landing page and the product that I usually bought. For example, a customer landed on landing page with books and music, but you can see the tendency that those customers usually buy like toys and kids products, like 6% of them. Or what's more interesting, the customers who land on clothing, shoes, and jewelry, they tend to buy sports and outdoors. So the same you can do in case you will send page type and product category as a custom dimension. Okay, let's move forward and see what we can do with product blocks as a custom dimension. So you know that customers who come to your website, they buy more from one blocks and buy less from like another blocks. So what is the best way to put your products to increase sales? So what this report tells us, what kind from what merchandising blocks, like most wished, best sell, customers buy more often. So you can see the tendency, for example, in October, the most popular merchandising block was bestsellers, when in August, it was less popular. So I think that's a nice question to understand why it happened so, and what made customers buy from bestsellers block in October. Why not? So moving forward, and another graph to say, it's like share of adding products to cart by page type. So this report will help you to answer from what pages customers usually add products to their carts. Okay, so I want to remind you, in case you have any questions or you have ideas about any specific reports, but you don't know how to realize them, how to make them real, please email us or write your comments or questions in the chat. We'll try to help you for sure. Okay, guys, let's move forward. And the next topic that we'll cover, sorry, I forgot this. There are more questions that you can answer using like product blocks and page types as a custom dimension. For example, what is the most effective place for headphones or cell phones in kids or related products, or what blocks would be better to place in the cart to increase order value, for example, in kits or in accessories. So now we're going to talk about custom dimensions. It's like, again, so some custom dimension that I can recommend to send e-commerce websites. So the first one is like product view. This custom dimension will help you to track which products your visitors view during their visit to the website, and see why if they purchase this product or not, and what to do like next. Another thing is checkout account type you may track. So you know that some e-commerce websites offer a user the ability to check out as a guest or through a social network account or a store account. So this can be helpful to track their preferences and like perhaps optimize something within checkout stage. So if you are a B2B site, it would be useful to track like logged user type. For example, if you have such perhaps clients, leads, users, so you can track these custom dimensions to build like your custom reports in Google Analytics. Another thing is like track logged in users to answer the question like what are the most popular products among like logged in users and according to their gender or something like that. And concerning blog, if you have your own blog, so it would be useful to track author, to see the most popular authors on your blog, how many page views each author is getting, and which authors' posts like keep visitors on your website, like that keep them engaged. And search score, you can track it as well, so to see which blog posts are the most popular. Okay, so moving forward to calculated metrics. Calculated metrics, I think perhaps you have used them. So they are user-defined metrics that are computed from existing ones. So there are only 5 available in Google Analytics standard, and like 50 of them are available in GA360. So what calculated metrics you can create? So I suggest you some of them. If you know more, please like write them in your chat. Perhaps you have some unique, and those who are watching us will be like thankful for that. So first of all, you can track like product views per transaction. So in case you have enhanced e-commerce setup, this metric will help you to estimate like how many products are viewed on average in order on the way to complete a transaction, let's say. And product views per session, it's like you can see like how many views did occur there, and views, for example, on a particular landing page, and like revenue, product clicks per session. Again, this metric will give you the average number of product leads and clicks per session. Moving forward, like you can also create a calculated metric which is called revenue per user. That is usually applicable for e-commerce sites, and average cost per session. So like, you know, when we run, for example, PPC campaigns, we want to know what is the cost per session are. So this metric, like this CPC metric, is not always accurate enough, so you can create your own calculated metric to measure that. And like average engagement, like on the website or on the particular landing page, or events per user, like non-landing page page views, user duration, so non-bounce rate. You know that you can see bounce rate, but you can never see in standard reports non-bounce rate. So, for example, you can also calculate customer lifetime value. So, for example, the amount of time that users spend according to the value, to its value, and total revenue per session, and total events, and by unique events. So, you know, like for example, we may send like up to 700 million of events monthly, but a lot of them are duplicated, and you might be interested in like to see how much of them are unique ones. And transactions per user. So that's like calculated metrics that will show you like how much, how many products a particular user like has bought. Okay, the next topic is the custom funnels. So in Google Analytics 360, you can create custom funnel to like visualize each step of the customer that they like do on your website. And so more about custom funnels is going, Anton is going to tell us. So Anton, please.
Hi again. So to create custom funnel report, let's go to our customization section. Okay, push custom reports, and then push the button new custom report. Then choose funnel tab. Here you can see a familiar view for funnel creation, just like the name of the stage, and add some filter. For example, now I want to take our Google Merchandise site to create our custom funnel. So I would like to make a funnel, for example, when the user visits this tab, apparel, then he moves to bags tab, then to drinkware, and the fourth stage would be event action with the type add to cart. So, of course, my funnel is not so complicated that you can build by yourself, but it's just for demo. To save our time, I have done these settings here. Just to show you, here are my stages: apparel, bags, where page title includes such title, and the last stage, event action with type add to cart. Okay, let's push save button and see the result of our funnel. It can take some time. Okay. I'm sorry, something happened. I think we should change the date range. Yes. For example, 17th. Apply. No, it can be done because of my mistake.
Yeah, so it was far away when it was 201. I don't think that I remember any conversions or any funnel at that time.
Okay, let's check this challenge for Google Analytics 360, how it can do it for us.
Yeah, that would be weird if Google Analytics has such retrospective data. Yeah, and only takes a lot of time.
So okay, just believe me, here would be a custom funnel, and in this section you you can create the new segments as usual. You can in standard e-commerce funnel, and I think now Lina should tell us about some integrations which we can receive with Google Analytics 360.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you a few words about integrations with DoubleClick and more words Anton will tell you. So, and perhaps we'll be able to get back to our funnel. Okay, custom funnels, I meant. Okay, so you know that Google Analytics 360 has integrations with Google DoubleClick Bid Manager. So yeah, so Google BigQuery is the first, and I think the integration that gives you more possibilities. But we'll talk about its these pros and cons like a bit later. So an integration with Google DoubleClick Bid Manager. So once you integrate with Google Analytics 360, you will see the data from DoubleClick Bid Manager in your interface in the acquisition session. So with this tool, you can see the engagement and conversion metrics along Google Click Bid Manager. So that will definitely allow you to create remarketing audiences based on Google Analytics data, and you will have those segments available within Google DoubleClick Bid Manager. Another integration, this is Google DoubleClick Campaign Manager. So you will also see the data from this tool within Google Analytics account, and you'll be able to see clicks and views through impressions, which resulted in a visit. So and another integration is like DoubleClick for publishers. This tool provides metrics for ad impressions, coverage, monetized page views, clicks, and revenues. So you'll be able to analyze your advertising costs and revenue in the context of visitors' activity on your website. So more practical site Anton will give us on Google DoubleClick Bid Manager integration.
Okay, so when you complete the integration of DoubleClick Bid Manager reporting, which is very simple, you will see new reports in the acquisition tab. Okay, let's check these reports. Let's go back to our demo. Here is our acquisition tab, and we can see 3 more sections: DoubleClick Campaign Manager, DoubleClick Bid Manager, and DoubleClick Search. Let's dive into one of them, for example, DoubleClick Manager. The first one, Advertisers Report, shows us general information about view-through and click-through data from DoubleClick. Just time for loading. Okay, here it is. View-through, click-through, all data. On the Creatives report, you can see the CTR analysis of your banners. Here it looks like. And the other, I guess, good report is sites, where you can see CTR analysis based on the site host name context. Isn't Thursday a hard day for Google Analytics calculation? What's wrong? So, okay, here it is, our hostname and view-through and click-through results from DoubleClick. Okay, let's go further. Lina?
Okay, and the last almost last thing is Google Analytics service level agreement. Okay, data freshness and Google service level agreement. So what they say that Google Analytics service level agreement, is like 99% for reporting and data collection, and the data is going to be available within 4 hours, and this is the processing time in Google Analytics. What is a good thing, like a good news here? That is recently Google announced that data will be available within Google GA360 interface within 10 minutes. So this is not under like SLA. However, some of our clients are already using this this possibility to collect data within like 10 minutes. So in case you have a reseller or you use Google Analytics 360, you can ask them to talk like with Google and have, and have like 10 minutes data collection. Google Tag Manager delivery and reporting is like 99%. So why is real-time data is so important? First of all, this is important for triggered emails for abandoned carts. So, and this is important for like immediate, immediate insights. For example, like to monitor your elasticity. For example, if somebody is looking for any product and you see that the price might be high for that, so you can change it in the real time like the pricing or the position of the product. So and you also like can monitor internal stock level. So what it means, like real-time data streaming could also be used to monitor that, to ensure like stores are replenished. For example, if something happens due to promotions and everybody wants to buy those red shoes and they're like ran out, so you can replenish your store as soon as possible in order not to lose like any revenue. So, and the last thing that we want to talk, sorry, I forgot one thing. It's like also real-time data is important for GS errors, like to build technical report, to see like, for example, the correlation of errors depending on the browser. So for example, if it's real-time data, you can always see if something happened on a particular page or in a particular browser version, so you can start fixing it like right away. And now we're going to talk about Google BigQuery and raw data export. So you know that Google Analytics 360 has a native integration with Google BigQuery, and besides raw and unsampled data that you will have in Google BigQuery, you will also have like 10 billion hits or like 13 months of data of retrospective data, so that you had previously. And for those who never saw like Google BigQuery and want to see the data structure, how it's stored there, the SQL view, Anton will show you.
Okay, thank you, Lina. So when you complete integration, data should start flowing to your BigQuery project within 24 hours. To access these data in the BigQuery project, you can use SQL-like syntax to query any parameters and report configuration. Let's go to our BigQuery project and try to make some custom requests. Here it is. This is public data set from Google to demonstrate Google Analytics to BigQuery export scheme. These parameters are the same with parameters you will see after your integration. Let's see what data available in this dataset. To do this, click Preview button, and here is our table with a lot of parameters from our site. Okay, let's try to do common simple requests. For example, I want to know which source medium brings me the maximum traffic in page view context. So what should I do? To make a request, click Query Table button and format query to organize the template code correctly. Now we should select our parameters. The first, we need source medium and source medium parameters, and we will concatenate them. I will add this one. Let's find our parameters. A little bit uncomfortable, I'm sorry. Here it is, traffic source. Put here, and traffic medium, put here. To concatenate them, we use this operator. Oh, I'm sorry. And let's give them an alias name. For example, source medium. Okay, put comma. The next we should find the page name. I think it will be here. Yes, page title. Okay, let's put there and also give an alias name. Example, page. And to calculate our page views, we will use this parameter, which is his type parameter with cell value page. Let's copy it. Use count function. Paste our parameter and give them, for example, page views. Okay, but we need to add some extension where this parameter equals equals page. Okay. It should be here. Yes. And let's group our results by our source medium and page name. Let's copy. And this one. I think we don't need the limit section, or we just need order by section. And this parameter page views to see the bigger digits on the top of our results. Okay, I think that's it. Let's organize our code. And it's time for run query button. Let's check our result. Oh, I'm sorry, something happened. Okay, I forgot plus sign. And run query again. Here our result. So we have such amount of page views for every source medium and page title. I think it's not too difficult. Now Lina have some information about what Google Analytics 360 and Google BigQuery can do for you. Lina?
Okay, yes, thanks. And so what I wanted to mention, like, if there are some of us who are afraid of working with Google Analytics 360 or like going to Google BigQuery with Google Analytics 360, like I want to tell you, don't be afraid, because those tools like just look scary, but it's very easy to work with them. And like what we do for our clients, we have a dedicated analyst who's assigned to their project and helps them with all the like daily tasks they have, and our analytics team helps them create any report they want and send any custom parameters they want. So, and if, in case you are afraid of like going deeper with Google Analytics 360 and Google BigQuery, like your resellers and as well as we will help you with that. So, and what is left to say? Like Google Analytics is a great tool, but sometimes, not sometimes, but always, it's limited on the number of dimensions and metrics in the report. So let's say you want to segment your audience in order to run retargeting campaigns, and you want to create more relevant content or adapt your website to better fit to a popular browser. To do this, you need to measure the number of page views, events, transactions, sessions, like that were generated by some particular users. And you also need to use such attributes like device, browser, browser version, city, country. So in Google Analytics, actually, you are limited by 5 dimensions. Unfortunately, like you can't do that. But in Google BigQuery, there are any limitations like that, and you can run such a query just listing those parameters in one query. So it will look like that. So that's how the half of query will look, and that's like, ta-da! The whole report will look like that. Another like limitation that Google Analytics has, that's like there are some dimensions and metrics that you can combine them if they are not the same scope. What I mean by scope is like there are heat level, session level, user level, and product level scope. So if those metrics and dimensions are not the same scope, so you cannot combine them within Google Analytics interface. But in Google BigQuery, you can combine any metrics and dimensions of any of any scope. So for example, you want to know the number of sessions. This is like session metric, the session level metric, in which user viewed Gucci products. So in Google BigQuery, you can just run easy query and see the result. So you can see that the Gucci product, like there were 5 sessions and 5 users. So you're well available to combine those metrics in one interface. Like more advantages of Google BigQuery are like that you can get unsampled raw data, and the data can be changed retrospectively. What it means, for example, if there was a visitor who has been visiting your website through like 2 years, but only today he or she decided to authorize We can, like Google BigQuery, you can retrospectively go back and assign those like user ID or login key parameter to all those sessions that this client had. And it's possible to collect personal data, phone numbers due to level security certification that Google BigQuery has. And there is possibility to connect with other data sources like CRM, ERP, call centers, call tracking systems, and so on and so forth. Use any visualization tools you like Tableau, ClickView, Data Studio, and Google BigQuery has connectors for that. And Google BigQuery is quite fast. It can process billions of rows in just seconds, and you can get 13 months of historical data. So now I will be brief and tell you a few success stories that we did together with multi-channel retailers in Google BigQuery. So particularly Eldorado, we helped set up triggered emails and increase their email-driven revenue. So what was their task? So they had the customers who were visiting their website but didn't buy anything. They just was viewing some products or put their products into cart but didn't buy it. So the task was send personalized emails those visitors who didn't buy anything but add something to a cart, and another emails send some similar products to those visitors who just were viewing and surfing the website. So the goals that we had was to increase revenue per user and optimize ad budget. I think those goals are familiar to all of you. And the challenges that we faced were we didn't have access to raw, unsampled, and real-time data unless we Eldorado upgraded to Google Analytics 360, and we didn't have possibility to combine online behavior, revenue, cost data from different systems. So the solution that we chose for Eldorado was collect and combine data from different touch points in one optimal structure, where Google BigQuery was chosen as a system. So we had Google BigQuery native export into Google Analytics, and also we received 13 months of historical data, and we used OWOX BI pipeline to collect data from Google Analytics into Google BigQuery in real time. That time, it was not possible to collect data from Google Analytics 360 in real time. That's why we used OWOX BI pipeline to collect data with up to 3-minute delay. And we used OWOX BI pipeline to collect cost data from non-Google campaigns. So, and the last step was to launch triggered emails based on the constantly updated data in Google BigQuery. That's how the data collection system looked for Eldorado. So you see that we used two ways. To collect data from your website, from Eldorado's website using Google Analytics 360, and we used OWOX BI pipeline, and also we collected cost data through OWOX BI pipeline, and then send those data to mailing service, and users got emails. The effectiveness of those emails were checked by A/B testing. What I mean by that, one portion of emails was sent within 20 hours. So the next day, a visitor abandoned the cart, and another portion of emails was sent within 15 minutes, up to within 15 minutes. So, and the result that we got were the following. Sorry. So you can see that that the efficiency of the new mailing method was, sorry, yeah. So let's look here. It increased, like the number of visits to the website through this delivered email increased by 76%, and we see that conversion rate for purchases from visitors who got those email raised to like to 12%, and like the number of purchases like after abandoned cart increased by 85%. So more about this case you can read in the success story that my colleagues has just sent you in the chat. And now another case that we have this with MVideo. MVideo is also retailer and multi-channel retailer. They have online shop and offline stores all over Russia. So their task was they want to optimize advertising spends, and they want to compare the performance of those advertising channels in different regions. And like BGC segments, what I mean by BGC segments, so business group of categories. For example, you have headphones, so they belong to MP3 player business group of categories. That's how. And they needed also build comprehensive report, so all the colleagues could use it. And challenges that we faced, again, multi-channel report doesn't allow you to segment like users by regions and business group of categories. And we didn't have access to raw and real-time data. So what we did, we helped MVideo collect data from different touch points again into Google BigQuery. So their data flowcharts look like this, a bit similar to Eldorado ones, but it differs. So what we did? Oh, sorry. So we send data from ad channels, we send data from the website, and then from the ERP system where the information about those business group of categories was stored, were sent into Google Sheets and then downloaded into Google BigQuery. So, and that's how the relation between product categories and a business group of categories look. So, because those categories were stored in different tables, so you can see the product. So we match them by the product category ID and business group of categories. And reports, as a result, we built reports in Data Studio. So, so we got like Data Studio report, and like that report shows you how purchases are segmented by ad source. Like here you can see how they are segmented by region, by business group of categories, and path lengths, for example. Why it was so important for MVideo to segment those purchases by business group of categories and regions? It depended on the structure of their business, like internal structure. So because every department was responsible for some business group of category, that's why they want to see clear KPIs for like every department. Okay, you won't believe, but it's it. And okay, yes, well, I think we've talked through the results on the Google Data Studio report. So thank you for your attention, and thanks for joining us. In case you have questions, please email us at questions@owox.com. Me and Anton will be happy to help you and answer your questions like personally. So
thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Yeah, if any questions you can ask us now, please. Okay, so have a great day ahead and take care. Bye.